Emily, oh Emily. Emily, you either like her or hate her, from being killed off in nearly every AU to being replaced altogether. Poor old Emily really has got the arse end of it. Why is that though? The most common reason why is because she, quote, replaced Duck, and because of the way she was written in the hit era, being, quote, a bossy witch throughout the whole hit era.
Ahoy! Ahoy there! Ahoy! You with the oil barge! You're in my way and you're idle. I don't like idle tugs, so move and move fast, that is an order.
Oi! Oi! Oh, you naval twit! You scrapped a brand new barge deliberately!
I gave an order to move out of my way. This harbour is the most undisciplined I've ever worked in. If I order you to jump, you jump. That barge is conscripted for a naval purpose. And if I want to scrape it, I will. I'll scrape you too if you don't get to your post on time.
I'm always on time, and you know it.
You'd better be, or I'll have you clapped in dry dock. It's about time you fancy stars started living up to your name. Now, get some steam in your boiler and start turning your screw. Mobilisation, that is what I want, mobilisation!
But to me, that's just not the case. Emily does have a share of bad episodes, but there really are some diamonds in the rough. The episodes I will be talking about today will be Thomas, Emily and the Snowplow, Emily's New Roo, Halloween, Chickens to School, Big Strong Henry, Emily and the Special Coaches, and Thomas in Trouble. And I won't be talking about the CGI ones, because, to be honest, I did not care for the CGI series. But before we talk about those episodes, I'd like to talk about Emily's proper character. Who is Emily? Emily was first introduced in season 7, where she was shown to be very kind, caring and a considerate engine. She's very clearly the mother and big sister character to the other engine. Emily didn't really do anything noteworthy in season 7, but to me anyway, for a season with many new characters who were all very memorable, Emily, to me anyway, is certainly the most unique and memorable of the bunch. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the hit era episodes and explain how our true character is on full display and find out, is Emily truly overhated? Thomas, Emily and the Snowplow. In this episode, Emily starts giving Thomas a lot of advice, which gets on Thomas's nerves. And then when Emily gives him advice from the Fat Controller, he doesn't listen because he's sick of her and ends up getting in trouble.
Thomas, she called, you must go and get your snowplow fitted.
Show my
Will you shut up? Will you? Will you please shut up? Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up!
Straight away, I can tell the parts of Emily's real character is on display here, with her acting like a mother and making sure Thomas is doing fine, even if it annoys Thomas. But let's be real, there's always been a time when your parents annoy you from trying to help. One very noteworthy thing about this episode that I see no one talk about is Emily's relationship with Thomas. After this episode, Thomas and Emily are never at each other's throats again. I mean, apart from Spick and Span and Thomas's milkshake muddle, but she was just Henry in those episodes, so you can just write them off as not canon. To me anyway, I'd call this episode a bit underrated. A nice use of the two flawed protagonist plot. Emily's New Roo. In this episode, Emily makes a mess of the flour mill special and is sent to work at Blacklock, much to her dismay after hearing rumours from James, only to find out it's wonderful. This is notably the first episode where we see Emily lose her temper, which has disastrous results, and this is the first and last time we see her losing her temper, when she's in character anyway. And I like how it's Thomas who's giving her the advice this time around. I honestly don't have much to say about this episode, I just think it's neat. If you'd like to hear more about it, I'd recommend watching Thomas Vera's video explaining it. Halloween. It's Halloween and Thomas and Emily are sent to work at the smelter's yard where they're spooked by Ari and Bert. Then Emily unintentionally scares all four of them. I really like the fact that Emily was paired up with Thomas. They're no longer at each other's throats anymore. These two have set a firm friendship. It's so nice to see them now having a laugh together instead. Chickens to school. This is a very quick one I wanted to mention. Emily only appears for like a minute here. Basically, Thomas is tired and takes on too much work. Emily's motherly and big sister side is shown here, with her wanting to help Thomas out. That's just a small thing I wanted to say. Big strong Henry. Another really quick one here. Basically, instead of joining in with Gordon with annoying Henry, she joins in with Thomas and Percy to boost Henry's confidence. It's really nice to see more of her relationship with Henry and that she's still helping him like in season 7. Thomas in trouble. Last really quick one. In this episode, Thomas gets in trouble with the guards and Emily. Wait, no, wrong episode. In this episode, Thomas didn't complete his repairs and ends up breaking down. Early in the episode, Emily wants to make sure Thomas is alright. I like that, seems true to her character. Emily and the special coaches. Okay, here's the main one I wanted to talk about. Yes, I believe Emily is perfectly in character here. First, here's a comparison. You know that one episode of The Simpsons where Marge starts hanging out with Nelson and finds out he's not that bad despite being skeptical at first? That's basically how I view this episode. Like, since Emily's the mother character, the younger characters are the kids and Diesel is the bully. But the mother character really wants to associate herself with the kid's bully. That's why I don't really have a problem with her saying this to Diesel.
Well, there's nothing special about smelly old diesels.
To me anyway, Emily was the perfect character to be the lead here. I love how instead of Emily being misunderstood, the tables are turned and it's Emily that misunderstands someone. This episode also does Diesel some good, revealing he has a record.
I've shunted more trucks in one day than any other diesel.
I'd happily call this my favourite Emily episode. The Molly book. I wasn't going to include this at first, but decided to while writing. One of the worst out of character moments for Emily was when she apparently was the first to start hating on Molly, which resulted in her being very upset on her first day. After Thomas makes Molly look like a fool, Emily actually scolds Thomas for her, which seems interesting. But this is very hypocritical because in the book, Molly says that Emily laughed at her. That's why I wasn't going to include this, but why not? Conclusion. Overall, I find Emily a very unique and great character. There's really no other mother character in Thomas besides her. That alone makes her stand out to the rest. But she is a very flawed character when you take her out of character appearances into account. Like, Emily's adventure is seriously bad, and the only good thing from that episode was the take-along set, but I think that's giving it too much credit. But I can forgive all that for the rest of her appearances. Heck, I'd even say some of her out-of-character appearances are enjoyable. Now time to answer the question of the video. Is Emily overhated? Yes. In fact, I'd call her underrated. And I'm happy to say that Emily should be classified as one of Sodor's finest.